I'll just tidy my hair first, Tom. Thanks.
Take these hands, I know they're empty, but with you they can be used for beauty in your perfect plan. All I am is yours. Take these feet, I know they stumble, but you use the weak, you use the humble, so please use me.
Thank you, Cam. That was beautiful. Very good. Good words. Get a lot from them. As we could from these words from John 13, words of Jesus. And it comes after he washes his disciples' feet. And since I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash each other's feet. I've given you an example to follow. Do as I have done to you. I tell you the truth, slaves are not greater than their master, nor is the messenger more important than the one who sends the message. Now that you know these things, God will bless you for doing them. And that's just one of the many times that I can think of where Jesus tells people to put his teaching into practice, or to actually do something about what he's showing them. And therefore, I think it seems pretty important that we listen to that. I think open it up to everyone. First question, what do you think it is that makes Jesus stress the importance of actually doing something about his teaching?
He gave us the Great Commission, and it wasn't the Great Suggestion. So when he gave us that commission, that command, he wants us to go out and do something, to share, to be both a living witness and a verbal testimony by our lives, by our words, by our actions, and to set that example.
That's good, Brian.
If we don't act on the words that we've heard from him, then we don't benefit, and neither does anyone else.
We could ask the question, challenging, maybe a rhetorical question, personal reflection question. Do you think you put Jesus' words into action more or less than you just hear them and don't do anything about it? Or how many times do you wash someone's feet in the last week? That might be just the metaphor for serving, but how many people have you served at that sort of level of doing the job no one else wanted to do? So it's challenging. Second question, what's an example of something that you have put into practice, and what did you discover as you did it?
I had a good experience this week. We've been hearing about hospitality in last couple of weeks, and I invited Yvonne, who normally comes to Haven, to come over for morning tea, and it was just lovely to meet someone in person rather than just on a Zoom call. We had a great time together.
Right.
She only isn't here tonight because she had a prior engagement with work or friends. Yes, but it was a really good thing to do. Made me think how often, there are people around us that we could invite for a cuppa, or just to sit down and have a chat with. And there are so many people who are looking for a friend, who need a friend, and we can be that one.
That's good, Kerry. Love that example. It's one of the things I think about putting things into practice. When you do it like that, Kerry, you there's a different sort of knowing that comes as you put Jesus' words into practice. Like we can read about it and think that's good. Yep, I approve of that. But when you actually go and do it, wash someone's feet, show hospitality, that you actually experience it and you actually begin to understand what Jesus is talking about. Often his teaching is slightly confusing or seems unnatural, but it's when you actually put it into practice we begin to understand how good it is.
Here's a real trivial one I do is I clean the kitchen at work so I can talk to people as they come in.
Oh,
And
really?
so it's one of the few opportunities where you're kind of away from your desk and yeah, anyone could turn up like from the floor when I'm doing it. So yeah, something I do occasionally.
Any good conversations come out of that, Noel?
Oh,
So
most of yeah, sometimes just depends. Most of the time it's just surface level, but other times it goes a bit deeper. And yeah, just I don't know. Most people are willing to have a chat and yeah, share something. So
you just put in the chat for me being there for people has been one thing I do without being asked, just being there to listen. The other thought I had is that Jesus is interested in the transformation of our lives, and that only happens when we start to put his teaching into practice. Tony's put in the chat, providing a safe place for young people on the bus. Great, Tony. So while Cam plays a final song for us, a chance to reflect on perhaps the teaching of Jesus we've heard recently, whether we have put it into practice, whether we could do that more. So maybe write it down somewhere, make a commitment.
God of justice, Savior to all, came to rescue the weak and the poor, chose to serve and not to be served. Jesus, you have called us. Freely we've received now, freely we will give. We must go, live to feed the hungry, stand beside the broken. We must go, stepping forward, keep us from just singing, move us into action. We must go.
The perfect song, really, for what we were talking about.
And I just ask tonight, Lord, that there'd be a special touch on the hearts of each of us here, as we're reaching out, or just even listening to those that we come across, their journeys and their life experiences and what led them to where they are today. We just ask that those that aren't with us, Lord, that you'd keep them safe, and just continue to bless them and protect them till we meet again.
Well, thanks everyone. As I said, in the chat, feel free to put any prayer requests in our messenger chat, or any reflections you have. That'd be great. So often you think of things later on. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you, Cam.